A second review meeting on the second wave of COVID-19 was held at the State Convention Centre in Shillong on the 14th of June, which was attended by the members of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly and chaired by Speaker Metbah Lyngdoh. In the discussion held today, many suggestions were brought about by the members, and the current situation of the ongoing pandemic was assessed in detail. A thorough presentation on the status of COVID-19 in the state was also presented.
The objective of initiating this review meeting right from last year from my office is basically to ensure that all the honorable members comes together and fight against this COVID-19. As been stated by all the honorable members also, that this is a war. So as the honorable members of the August House, I was convinced that we have to come together as one and fight against this. So in the course of discussion, there are a lot of inputs, feedbacks and suggestions given by all the honorable members expressed in the review, and where the department concerned, be it the health and other departments also have taken note of and ensure that those things are in place at the ground level. From my side, as far as this review meeting is concerned, I consider that everybody are on board. Everybody, they are in the same boat, and we are fighting as one. And they have given a lot of suggestions which are very, very vital. And from those who are in the helms of affairs of the government, they have taken note of, which they have also acknowledged that yes, the suggestions given by those honorable members are very vital and which needs to be taken up.
Leader of Opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma also shared his concerns and suggestions. Speaking to media persons, Sangma said,
"Unfortunately, today what we have said is that why have those ventilators which were already provided to respective civil hospitals and other medical facilities were not operationalized? Because they were meant for saving lives of those patients who are likely to go to a very, very critical condition where they require this intervention. And why the ICUs have not been made operational. By doing so, we could have saved many precious lives. These are the concerns that we have shared. See, when you are talking about ventilators, they come with a price. When you are establishing ICUs, it comes with a price. But they must be put to use. Why were they not put to use? You could have saved more lives. You have to also see whether the private hospitals are equipped with these ICUs. If they don't have, provide them. If they have been provided, they must operationalize it. They must be able to use them. So what are those things which is required to be done? You had enough time. Second wave today, unfortunately, the cases are increasing in the rural areas. We have to be very cautious. Though the number of the recorded positive cases are showing a flattening and declining number. But then if you go to the villages, I've been speaking to the villagers, I have been trying to find out from the ground zero, huge number of cases in villages are being reported. Now there has to be a mechanism to really reach out to the community. Everything that is presented before us in black and white has to be implemented. It cannot remain as a document and a well-formatted presentation. But then actually you have to see whether the strategy which is being formatted, the measures which are being put in place are being implemented appropriately, are really put in place, or do you have the right kind of people who have been trained with the wherewithal to utilize those facilities and really implement the measures which are proposed and which have been shared with us. I would like to share my concern with everyone. The concern is indiscriminate use of the medicines by unauthorized people, meaning indiscriminate use of various important life-saving medicines without the prescription of a registered medical practitioner. This is something which has drawn our attention and which I have shared.
Clarifying the status of the life support ambulances, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma mentioned that 11 such ambulances are already in the process to reach the state. The Chief Minister asserted that the various departments are performing their best to overcome the pandemic.
What has been mentioned by the opposition regarding the ambulances that they are mentioning, I'm happy to inform you that through Donor Ministry, we'll be getting 11 of them with life support. At that point in time, if you remember last year when we were going through this entire struggle of fighting the first wave of COVID, it was more of transportation of people. We were not seeing so many serious cases which needed oxygen support. So that was a time when we invested in ambulances just to ensure that the transportation took place, and therefore the focus on the life support was not in the first phase as much as it is in the second phase. So most of the ambulances that came in the first phase. So now whatever ambulances we're bringing in, we're trying to ensure that they have got all the life support systems also. This, as mentioned by the Honorable Speaker, is like a warlike situation. So therefore, having a perfect solution and being able to resolve every single issue may not be possible in a situation like this. We need to realize that we are working against limited resources and against time, both. And in both these challenges, which are very, very extreme, we need to do the best we can. So therefore, yes, if you look at it one way, that there are many areas which could have been far better. But we need to realize that we work under very, very difficult constraints. And keeping those situations in mind, I feel that the department and the team has done very well. Now, whether you talk of oxygen, where we had just simply 700 cylinders, today we have 3,000 of them, and many more thousands are coming. We didn't even have one oxygen plant, proper oxygen plant in any of the government units. Today we're going to have it on almost 11 to 12 different hospitals and centers. We didn't even have one cryogenic plant. We're going to have 2 of them. So if you look at that aspect also, it's been in a limited time of less than 30 days, all this work has been done. I have gone to the COVID ward myself in Garo Hills. I've seen what the doctors and nurses go through. It is a very difficult situation. It's a very tough battle. Therefore, really to be able to see things from their perspective sometimes is important for important decision making that we do at our level. So therefore, I've suggested this. I hope I get a positive response from them. And I'm willing at any time. I have already, as I said, visited the COVID ward in Shillong, in Tura. I have no problem in visiting the COVID ward here. It will also give a good signal, positive signal. It will also ensure that everybody feels that the members are also involved. And I think it will give a confidence to the health workers. And more important, it will help the legislatures and the decision makers to really decide after seeing really what challenges the individuals face. And in fact, I would suggest if press also would, should come and go be with us when we enter these COVID wards. I think it's good to be part of this entire process. So I invite all of you also, and I'll see maybe in 2-3 days time if the others don't go, then I may go alone. But I invite the press also to be there. I think it'll send a good message to everybody.
It may be mentioned there are 403 new registered cases of COVID-19 as of today, the 14th of June. 487 new recoveries and 10 deaths across the state. TNT Bureau.